Hey everybody, and welcome back to Toy Picker Infinity's Toy Channel. And I'm rolling along here, still on the floor, shooting some videos of the Godaikins. And I decided after I shot my last two videos, I'm like, hey, I'm kind of doing the not so popular ugly Godaikins, or the ones that are not liked so much. So I'm going to roll right into Abega here. And this is the Godaikin Abega. And probably out of all the Godaikin robots, this right here is number one, the least disliked robot out of the entire series. Like I said, Valvalos and Machine Dolphin are kind of the other two. But this is the bottom. This guy is probably our bottom feeder. The bottom feeder of the Godaikin collection, which is the Abega. And the Abega is a triple changer. But it is another oddity of the Godaikin series because the Abega does not transform into a giant robot like all of the rest of the Godaikins. Every single other Godaikin that we have transforms into a giant robot. Abega does not. So this is Abega in their only robot form that they come with. So we have a tank robot. He's kind of a big blocky tank guy, and he is pretty heavy duty diecast. This is diecast in here. His feet are diecast. And then his arms and the head are plastic, but he's pretty heavy duty. We've got the forward jet, and he is all plastic. There's no die cast in him whatsoever, and he's kind of a funky looking robot, and his arms don't move very well. I mean, they don't even tilt up. It just has shoulder movement. I mean, that's it. He has a little bit of leg movement. You can make him walk a little bit, but he's not very satisfying or cool. I'd say the tank guy probably has the most movement. He has full leg joints. His arms can kind of move, shoulders, all that stuff. And then there's this funky looking chicken walker. It's almost like a walking chicken or a lizard or something, almost like a Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of looking robot. So I'm not sure about him. He's got these weird little teeny T-Rex arms in the front with these big legs in the back, which are his wings, and it's just an odd robot, or a Godaikin. To even call it a Godaikin, I mean, there were other robots to choose from, especially from the Super Sentai series, like Five Man and Live Man, and some of those other shows. They could have picked to add in some awesome robots, but they did not. Abega was one of them, and this Abega is in really beautiful condition. Luckily, I got a very nice example of this one. My box is a little beat up, but the robots themselves are still beautifully white. This is one of the ones that discolors really easy, but luckily it's still white. I have the instructions, and I even have a set of extra decals. I've never put on the extra decals, and I don't even know if these all came with extra decals because I've never seen a decal set for this before, but I have a full set of extra decals that are additional ones. They're different ones that you can also add on, and it's all in Japanese, so I think somehow I got a Japanese set of decals, but kind of cool. All right, so all of these guys transform into another mode, so let's go ahead and start with the tank. And his arms fold. And he's pretty easy. The only thing you have to be careful with is his legs. When you're folding in his legs, these hinges where the legs fold in can break, okay? So you want to be really, really careful when you're trying to bring his legs in. You have to tuck it all up in here so it folds in properly, like that. Okay. So you have to make sure you get it all tucked right, or else you can break the hinges, which really kind of sucks. You know, for a heavy-duty robot, you can break the hinges really easy just by not folding the legs up. But that's tank mode. So there's the tank. And then we'll go with the forward jet. And the forward jet folds up pretty easy. Oh yeah, you gotta wiggle the hands back to get them in. I mean, the transformation on this thing is not the cleanest either. You have to do a lot of pushing, wiggling, and some odd forcing. Now, the legs, you pull them out, and you have to rotate them back and in, like so. Same thing on this side. Pull it out, rotate, and swing them. And it's really easy to break those hinges if you don't swing them correctly. Fold out the wings. You also find a lot of these Abegas with wings missing, because there's just little teeny clips that hold the wings in, and I've seen a lot of these with no wings at all, so it's pretty difficult to find one with a set of both wings on it. But that's the forward jet, and put down the landing gear here if you want, but I'm going to leave it up because we're going to transform it into its big mode here in a minute. And then there's the weird chicken walker guy, which the wings simply just fold up like this, turn it around, fold the upper arms in. Chrome's still really nice on these. The chrome usually gets worn on these arms really, really quick because it sits on the bottom, so people hold it like this when they're flying it around. So the chrome gets worn here, but luckily mine's stayed in relatively good condition. But there it is. Oh, yeah, that's right. Make sure these are locked down. So there is the rear jet, and it has landing gear that flop down too. So this is the rear jet, okay? So kind of cool. But it looks way better in jet mode than it does in its robot mode. So let's go to the robot mode. So take your tank. You flip out this little nose piece right here on the tank. And that allows it to lock into the back of the jet, like so. And it holds pretty good. Not too bad. And then the big jet sits right on this little knobby thing here. You got to have it the right direction or it's not going to work. And then just locks on. And it doesn't sit on tightly, my friends. So this is the big jet mode that I don't know if there's a TV show or not for this vehicle. I didn't research it that far because this is kind of one of the ones I don't like either. I'm kind of like a lot of the Godaikin collectors, that this is kind of a funky one. So, but it's it's nicely detailed on the back, you know, like the whole back end here. Oops, landing gear wants to pop up here. It's causing an issue. So it has, you know, a bunch of jet thrusters on the back and makes it look like it can go super duper fast. And then the front end looks really cool. So, I mean, in jet mode, in the big jet mode, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not too bad, but you know, I mean, it doesn't hold tight very well. It's not the best crafted toy. And so, you know, I mean, this has got to be, like I said, one of the most hated ones because, you know, I mean, it's just not as cool as the other Godaikins, you know, and doesn't turn into a giant robot. It turns into a giant plane, and that's all. So that's Abega. Oh, shot of the box. The box says, you know, shows the same thing on the back. The box just tells you that it can turn into the 3 different modes, alpha, beta, and gamma. And they can turn into the spectacular Abega spacecraft that can voyage into the cosmos. Dun dun dun. But there it is. That's Abega. If you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them at the bottom, and I'll get back to you. All right, thank you.